We're now going to look at terminal jumpers and associations. So what we've done, we've gone back to a JIC, Imperial American Standard Project. It's here, 08 Schematics JIC. I've got a drawing open, JIC Wiring Schematic 1. You may recognise it from previous videos in the course. And what we're going to do now is look at adding some terminal jumpers, some terminal connections to this particular part of the project. Before we do anything though, what we do is we select our project and get into the habit of right-clicking and adding the active drawing to the project and applying the project default values. Again, I can't stress how important this is. It's very important to add the drawing to the project so that everything is linked together. So if I click on the plus sign now, there's my 001 JIC Wiring Schematic 1.dwg. You'll notice it's got a sheet number of 001. I've already placed that in the drawing, so we're all ready to go to add our terminal jumpers. If you've got something like this, a wiring ladder, so there's my rungs there, 1, 2, 3, and so on. And you can see some of them are numbered based on how we set up the rungs and the ladder when we set this up in a new drawing. What I'm going to do now is go up to the schematic tab on the ribbon, and I'm going to select here multiple insert from the icon menu. Okay, so I click there and it takes me to the icon menu as if I'd clicked on the icon menu on the left hand side of the panel in the ribbon. But what it's allowing me to do now is add multiple objects all in one go. There's my terminal icon there. And what I'm going to do now is select the terminal or connector I want to use. Now these are JIC, they're American Imperial Standard. I'm going to use a round symbol with the terminal number, that one there. You then get this weird prompt. It doesn't actually give you the option to put a symbol in just yet. What it's asking you to do is specify a component fence from a point. Now, if you've used Autocad before, the vanilla Autocad, you'll know that the fence command allows you to draw a line through a group of objects and apply a particular command to those objects selected by that line. This is exactly the same, but what you're doing now, those lines are smart lines that form your wires, and you're putting a fence through the wires where you want the component to go. So make sure that you've got your polar tracking on. That way you can get a nice vertical line. I've got snap and grid on there as well. I'm actually going to turn those off down there on the status bar. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to click, and as I drag, look, there's my polar tracking locking in. So keep it vertical, the vertical line there. Can you see the green dash line indicating that polar tracking's on? Click there, and there's my component fence line. So 2 points going through those 4 rungs of the wiring ladder. I then press enter to confirm, and it will prompt me, do I want to keep that first terminal jumper? You can just see it highlighted here. I'm going to say yes to keeping that one by clicking on OK. Then the insert terminal symbol dialog box appears. Now, I've already pre-filled the installation, location and tag strip numbers, but I want to start from a certain number. So I'm going to start with 1, nice and easy, simple, and I'm going to click on OK. Now, I've got the option, I'll just move that across here so that we can see what's going on, to keep this one here. This one's already updated. I can keep all of them and don't ask, or say no to skip to the next. So I can draw that component fence through, but I don't have to have a terminal jumper on every single rung of the wiring ladder. I can skip if I want to. If I show the edit dialog after each and do keep all, don't ask, it'll prompt me every time to update each terminal symbol. Now, if I had unticked that box, this dialog box would not come up. It would just put 4 of the same on each of the rungs of the ladder. So if I click on OK, each time it brings up the dialog until I've done all 4. When I click on OK now, that's it, job done. So let's zoom in on the first 2 there. And as you can see, look, SSEX, and then number 1, number 2, and it's 001 is the type, and it's giving you a number for each one, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there's my terminal jumpers all set up going through the rungs of my wiring ladder.